Hey guys, Monks2 here of course, and today we're discussing the patch notes. I'm going to have two games featuring off. We've got a Molotov game here, which is kind of relevant to the conversation considering there's a new Russian line coming up for cruisers, and we're going to have a Trento game again. AP focused cruisers, interesting to see. So, while that's in the background, let's discuss the patch notes. Now, we're going to have patch notes, it's called the Element of Choice campaign. I'm going to read relevant stuff so I don't bore you too much. So it's time to choose. Admiralty backing, you can pick between the first Pan-Asian ship, the Tier 7 destroyer Loyang, or European Friesland of the same tier and type, so both Tier 7. And type is final rewards for the campaign. So in case you want both, you can acquire the ship if you didn't choose for 17,500 doubloons. Okay, so that's that's quite pricey considering basically one of the ships is 2,500 and the other one's going to be 17,500 doubloons for the other option. So yeah, gives you a brief description here of what each ship is. So Lorang is a Benson class destroyer that has access to improved concealment and sonar consumable. Apparently like a German-ish sonar, but I could be wrong, do not quote me on this. We can see a bit more later on in the meantime. So it gets a nice mix between firepower and seeing the shadows. She does her sacrifice a whole gun. Okay, making her main battery salvo less impactful. Okay. So it's a slightly worse Benson, but you do get improved concealment, so you get a better stealth on the Benson, and sonar. Sonar is very handy, but you've only got two smokes, so it could be a problem. I don't know, we need to see what the smoke situation is. It doesn't mention at all in the patch notes there's anything to do with the smoke. So it doesn't look like the Loyang is providing much of a really, like, there's not much enticing us to go pick Loyang so far. So our main, yeah. So if you choose the Pan-Asian ship, you also receive the Universal Pan-Asian Commander. Now, his name is Ding Ruchang, I hope that's pronounced right, whose base trait is called Gunslinger, and it boasts of the main battle reload time. Now this main battle reload time is not for DD specifically, that covers under Mordov. It's not a ship class specific main battle reload, it's a general one, which we don't have. So he's a pretty handy commander, but he's going to be a universal commander. So he's going to be like probably likely to be like Jellicoe. So usable for all ships, but not really built for a specific ship type. So that is something to note. Useful high base trait, but it's not going to buff the reload too much because it's not a ship specific inspiration. So that's something to note. The commander seems to be handy, though the Benson with a missing gun turret, but you get sonar. I'm not sure about that. If it's a Benson smoke, then that makes it kind of worse. If you get like a special Pan-Asian smoke they get in PC, where it's like a creeping smoke screen, where you like if you go slow, they'll keep up with you. A little bit like the Italians, but you can't go full speed. That would be interesting, but I don't think there's any mention of that so far. So let's keep reading. So the other choice is a Friesland, which is perhaps a gunboatiest of gunboats for one simple reason. She's a destroyer without torpedoes. Yes, she does not have the torpedoes, so she is the gunboat destroyer's wet dream. She's got one turret at the front, one turret at the back, but she's got really good firing angles, and she's got insane reload. It's a very strong gunboat. There's no debating that. This is going to be very strong. You're going to have some crazy reload. It's like, I don't know the full, I don't think I can tell you the full reload of the thing, but it's going to be crazy. That's all I know. It's going to be crazy, I think. But yeah, so that's where we go. You get the Friesland. I think you get all the other basic consumables that you have. You do have the smoke screen as well, but you just don't have activities. I think the Friesland's a favourite here by a large margin. It's going to be interesting. And of course, if you don't have the European faction, any of the ships in the European faction, that is the Orkan and the Bliskovica, you'll get Jersey Zwirsky. So you'll get hide and seek as his base trait. He's pretty useful for DDs. A bit less useful as last patch, but he's still very useful, and it's not that much of a nerf as well. So let's take a look. So yes, if you don't have these, if you don't have Friesland, or you don't have the Bliskovica or the Orkan, you'll get Jersey from the Friesland. And if you get the Loyang, you'll get this only commander, Ding Ruchang, for the Pan-Asians. Okay, so this is a very unique one. As I said before, the unique campaign, in terms of rewards, choice, it's not going to be all the time. It's not always going to be a two-ship, pick what you want, you know? They're just offering a new spice to the ships. Rewards you can get with Admiralty backing, I'm not going to go for that. It seems like... Only one insignia. Oh, no, no, okay, it's worth the insignia. Okay, it's fine. It seems fine. You get 750 doubloons back if you get the Admiralty backing, and yeah. Yeah. So remember, if you just do a highlight there, you can pick one of the ships, and if you want the other one, it's 17,500 doubloons. That's something to know. So you really want to be careful what you pick. So next event coming up, Halloween is two-headed. Okay, so to welcome back the Welcome Transylvania one, that's where you had the Transylvania runs. You got the first part of the spookiest event ever. Ooh, okay. In this throwback episode, you had to escort her to the portal while fighting against evil entities that are keen on destroying Transylvania. And you get the battles with Rasputin, which was a Normandy in the thing, but you're playing tier 4s, and Rasputin was a tier 5 ship. It's quite fun. It's an operation mode sort of thing. So you're having to defend portals. So this will be interesting to see. I've really enjoyed this game mode in Halloween, so this will be really good. Second part is coming right up, starting October 18th. And Light in the Dark will see you fight off Rasputin and his minions once again. This time backed by a terrifying Gorgon, launching bats, aka planes, at you. So they're messing around with the carrier skins like they did Parsifal. This time it's going to be bats, and the Shikaku here is going to be the Gorgon. So your main objective is to defend the magic towers, with those being crucial to sealing the portal. Only doing that once and for all can save the world. There we go. Rewards, we have theme crates, commander progression items, and more lined up for you. More details on coming Halloween. Okay, make sure to get Bellerophon during the Saving Transylvania part of the event as a 5-star reward, or for doubloons for the whole duration of the update. The Bellerophon is a ship, was based off a hero in Greek mythology. It was a old British ship, I believe, or at least a wooden ship. So it'd be interesting to see what that's based off. It'd be interesting. It will be good. So you could either buy it or you could obtain it by getting 5 stars in this event. And this next bit, I'm going to read it again just to make sure I'm 100% understanding this. So you can make sure to get the Bellerophon during Saving Transylvania event as part of the event at the 5-star award or for doubloons for the whole duration update, as this will allow you to obtain the tier 4 cruiser Genova entirely for free during the Light in the Dark part of the event. Okay, so it looks like the Bellerophon is like a mission locked requirement to get the Genova. So you need to have the Bellerophon and then use that to get complete a mission to get the tier 4 Genova, I believe, the Italian tier 4 cruiser. Okay, so Halloween crates contain theme commanders and commander progression items along with the eerie skins for the following ships. So you get Lexington, the Nobilium, okay, Shikaku for the Great Gorgon, Bismarck for the Varg, Tirpitz for the Mangu S, Benson for the Ghoul, Kagero for the Urashima, Chapaya for the it's Russian here, Savuskyr. I could be completely butchering that, but whatever. And then the Martel for the Scarab, which we have already. Even more content can be found inside these golden pumpkins. Obtain these in the platform store, it's also going to be available. So you get 1,200 doubloons. Guaranteed unless you see a super prize. Commander progression items, credits, camos, coupons, then super prize for 100,000 doubloons with a 0.1% chance. You can check out the drop chances in this link that they give you. Okay, so it's the Halloween equivalent of the pot of golds that they had on offer as well. So yeah, right. So that's not the only spooky thing we prepared for you for the scary season. Some ancient patches and flags raised from the dead for 13 days only. Visit your socials from October 19th to 31st to pick up those and get a surprise reward on the day of Halloween. Okay, so just basically check the social stuff. If you're part of my Discord, this should be easy for you. So be sure to join my Discord, links in the description, and you can get a good reward. There's people here that post the codes, and we've all got a whole channel devoted to it, so it's kind of useful to have. Early access Soviet cruisers. Okay. Prepare to welcome a more early access ship. Russian cruisers Kvoisky at tier 4, Gorky at tier 5, and the Talon, which is very popular, at tier 6, and are available inside Soviet cruiser crates and big crates. Yeah, we've done all this before. Early access ships, and you can get also the chance to get the tier 5 premium cruiser Molotov, which you just saw me play in this match. If you're lucky enough to get one of those, make sure to complete the personal mission available once per ship. So once you get the early access ship, you'll be a personal mission that you have. You complete the personal mission, you'll get some doubloons and stuff like that, some rewards. Ships the new line support higher caliber guns, will give you a very familiar feeling if you're used to the original line. Flat ballistics, sonar, respectable torpedoes, so they're going to have longer than 4 kilometers, and make all for good all-rounders at every tier. Kozowski, I'll get these right eventually, which will be will give you a taste of the new line named after the Russian Civil War Red Commander Gorky. Order of the Red Banner, okay. Leningrad, all this history. Interesting to hear, but not really relevant for the game here. Talon was acquired from Germany before the outbreak of the Second World War. It's kind of very similar to Hipper the Talon, so it'll be interesting to see how that's nerfed for it to be tier 6. Give the new cruisers a shot and hit us with some feedback. Okay. The tier ship will be available after the update hits, the next update, and it's the beautiful yet powerful Riga. So that will be very interesting to take a look at when they arrive. New ships, alternative branches, so DDs, they're all coming out of early access, and they're going to be grindable lines. You're going to have the Utolite is going to be available for those who have already researched the Kiev. So that'll be very interesting to see. So the new line offers a twist and exciting ships. Changes mostly being to the torpedo ranges, basically. The original Soviets are keep maximum distance and fire guns. The newcomers give up some of their gun range for a better operating distance for torpedoes, making their playstyle closer to the rare Ognavoy. Facing your enemies at riskier engagement distances, but your torpedoes will also improve your buffer zone, giving you a bit more space. So, yeah, the new Russian line will be a bit more torpedo focused, but they're more of a hybrid, I'd say, rather than just strictly torpedoes or strictly guns. Whereas the other line is almost strictly guns. So we get Waymar, a German tier 6 cruiser. A York class project cruiser, Waymar has 12 fast reloading 5.9 inch, which is 150mm guns. Decent speed allows her to serve a mobile, albeit somewhat fragile threat. Okay, so she's going to be squishy. So player with caution, look out for news, and so inside the game find more details. So she's going to be very similar to the Munchen, but she looks like she's going to be much squishier. So this will be interesting. It's a York class, so it will be similar to the York. I don't know, we'll see. This will be interesting to see. That will be interesting to see more stuff. Quality of life improvements. I love these. Okay, let's take a look. Ship loadouts. So ship loadouts, including the ones in the bureau and store, can now be seen prior to obtaining them. Very handy. You can also go through the selectable consumables in case the ship has these, as well as the default characteristics for those. So you can actually find out, like the Missouri having sonar, you can actually find out, radar, sorry. You can actually find out what the radar range is, and duration without having to go to CCs like myself and other people to do that. So that's very handy. You can actually see the benefits to playing some ships that have consumables that you actually don't know they have, and you can see how good the consumable is before buying the ship, which is very, very handy. Very, very good. New sound engine. Sounds of the game is basically enhanced. Most ones include a new standard for gunnery sounds and different engine sounds, depending on the ship type, as well as new music and miscellaneous sounds. Okay, so you're going to get feedback. Wow, okay. Please give us feedback, since this might actually feel like the biggest player experience change in our recent history. Yeah, guys, so they're going to revamp all the sounds, pretty much all the sounds, but most notably with the gun sounds. So do give them some nice feedback and be positive about it, guys. They're working hard, okay? Let's give them some respect and give them some positive feedback. That's really what the best thing to do. They like positive feedback. Even if it's constructive criticism, that's perfectly fine too. Give them constructive criticism. You know, and mission tabs being reworked. You now see categories instead of permissions on the campaign screen. A roadmap for each mission inside the corresponding tab, and more changes. Importantly, many missions that have used separate cards for legendary tier ships and lower tiers and now offer progress in between, or offer progress shared. Okay, so they share progress. So tier 4 to legendary instead of tier 4 to tier 6. So you get tier 4 to legendary. You have more freedom in choosing what ships to use for campaign and other missions. Balance changes. Well, this should be fun. At this time, we're not changing things as dramatically compared to the last update, but however, there are some tweaks to avoid various ships to make gameplay even better. Most requested change probably is regards to aircraft carrier concealment. This was done by increasing detectability ranges of all aircraft carriers, reducing effectiveness of the dark silhouette skill. Alright, Baltimore. Okay, it's not a patch notes video without buffing the Americans. Main battery reload decreased from 12 to 11 for Azure Lane, Baltimore. Something to know. Legendary tier gearing increases speed and maximum damage of both AP and HE shells 5%, and you get a 200 increase from both HE and AP. So 2100, 2003. It's got the same treatment as a Fletcher. Okay. It's always the Americans. Alright, let's see. Tier 5 Hatsuharu, main battle reload time decreased from 7.5 to 6. Okay. I don't really know what you want to do with that, but okay. Tier 4 Hawkins, reload time decreased from 12 to 13 to 12. Reload time for upgraded main battery 12.5 to 11. Okay. Montegagioli, yeah. Rotation speed of battery to 180 increased. Decreased maybe. Yeah, decreased from 30 seconds to 25.7. Aircraft carriers concealment being reworked, reducing detectability range for all by sea for all of them, mostly decreasing against concealment against aircraft as well. Okay, mostly. I can tell that. So Langley is getting a reduction by 8.4 to 10.6, and then the air 6.2 to 7.5. Ranger is 10 to 12, 7.4 to 8.4. Lexington, the buff child for the carriers, 8.3 to 13.3, and the detectability by air has actually gone down to 10.3 to 9.3. So for some reason, Lexington planes need to be more stealthier, even though everything else is getting a nerf. Okay, Japan, the whole show, 8.2 to 10.5 for the sea range, the sea detectability, air detectability, 6.6 to 7.3, because the whole show planes are definitely squishier. Not squishy as the Lexington planes. Alright, Vertigo 9.5 to 11.4 for the sea detectability or air detectability, 7.6 to 8. Okay, so they are changing it a little bit. It's only a little bit for the Japanese, which is kind of nice. So Shikaku, here we go. This is interesting. Oh my god. Okay, 9.5 kilometers to 12.1. What's the Lexington? Okay, 8.3 to 13.3. Okay, Lexington got a bigger stealth nerf than the Shikaku did. So Shikaku will be slightly stealthier. That's good to know. But unfortunately, unlike the Lexington, which apparently has worse planes, their detectability is being increased from 7.7 to 8.5. But 8.5 is still higher than Lexington's 9.3, which is as of this update. So interesting to see. Germany, alright, let's see, the Rhine is getting a 9.5, was originally from C to 10.6, and it's actually getting a plain buff for the detectability, 7.5 to 7.4, only 0.1, but hey, it's something. Wesser's getting a 9.6 to 11.8, that's quite a high level. 7.6 to 8.2 for its air detectability, and the Parseval is getting a slight buff as well as the nerf, so it's 10.9 to 12.7, and then detectability by air is decreased from 10 kilometers to 8.9. That's quite a sizable decrease. That's very sizable. New changes for carriers again. New mechanic: add a fuel carrier squadrons only have 150 seconds of airtime after their ship has been sunk. So if the carrier loses the ship, they won't be able to permanently spot for the team. Very useful, very good skill. Very good mechanic. Thank God they added it. It was kind of broken that a carrier plane could just fly about, spot everyone, even for the entire game, even though they've been sunk. Very good. Dark Silhouette skill is getting a nerf. Instead of it going up by 3%, it's only going to go up by 2% as the levels progress. So fighter level 12% used to be, it's now 8%. So they're reducing the concealment for the carriers, which a lot of people will like, I'm sure. This is also this applies to all commanders that have the Dark Silhouette. That includes the Japanese commander Tamon, the Pregio Blue Steel commander Iona, and Germany the Hans Gisler and Starscream. Other changes, these are wee bug fixes. Shards map has been reworked. Minimal time for enemy detection is increased. It's a bit weird, but okay. Oklahoma has been depreciated. You can only do it now if you've only researched, even if just a little bit. So if you haven't already, please do. But I think it's too late at this point by the time this video comes out. AP shell textures have been reworked. AP traces becoming more visible. This will be very handy in case like you're looking at the sun in the game and it's kind of hiding the shells. Very useful, hopefully. Some bug fixes, which are all aircraft carrier based, basically. About squadron camera pointing, planes taking off, remove the active fire animation, case going inside objects, focus frames, fully packed skill working incorrectly for aircraft carriers. So guys, make your choice, turn the tide, and you're getting a perfect time as well. Is guys, interesting patch notes. Kind of annoyed they kind of buffed Lexington a tiny bit, but I mean they nerfed all the other carriers as well. But interesting to see. Guys, as always, have a lovely day. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.